hey, you cool with me like
Vaping?
yeah.
Oh, 1,000%. Oh, yeah. Make yourself at home. All right, so a couple things. So in the mic here, you don't want to use the top, you want to use the base of it.
So like right here.
Around, yeah. If you need to move it around, grab it from here.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Yep.
We don't have headphones because my computer does that latency thing I was talking about. When you put headphones on, it's like a delay.
I got you.
So we just got to project our voices and talk. Bro.
I understand.
Bro, we're fucking live.
Hey, finally. It's a
Dude,
pleasure.
Chase motherfucking Watson.
Hey.
How are you, bro?
I'm fantastic, man. Yourself?
Good, man. So this is exciting. So Chase is suggested that we go actually live on YouTube through his channel right now, which is Big Dreamer Clips on YouTube.
That's right.
So up to this point, the podcast is called Live from Hakuna, not because we actually stream it live, but because we're like literally live in a kava bar with like shit going on in the background. I never even really considered doing it live. Like we don't edit it or anything. It's like a completely.
I mean, it's called live.
Bro,
you got to make that transition.
Bro,
at some
you're
point.
fucking right.
And
this
that's
is
the goal.
Super dope. So let's real quick, for those of you who are watching like at the recorded version of this, we're gonna spend the next couple of minutes just like sharing all the links and whatnot so people can find us on social media.
It's already
Chase,
a done deal.
You shared it and everything?
Oh, of course.
Did you tag Live from Hakuna? I just wanted to share it through the stories.
YouTube,
tag me in a post.
I put it on Facebook, but I just could.
Cool.
Tag
While I do
yourself
that on this phone, why don't you? I like to start with, who are you, and what do you do?
Oh, it's a very interesting question. No, my name's Chase Watson. Currently, I'm in ventures such as crypto, reselling, eBay, Amazon, sports cards, sports memorabilia, and my latest category product has been physical artwork. As the NFT community and the NFT just volume has declined, I transitioned back into physical art. But now since we're starting to see an uptrend back in the NFT land, it's time to get back into that digital art scene, son.
So you are literally buying and reselling physical art right now?
Yes.
No shit.
Yes. I was blessed with a very bulk lot of artwork and sports memorabilia, and just been breaking that down.
Super dope. So NFTs, I don't fucking understand at all. People have tried to explain it to me. I mean, I think I understand it. I think it's basically a deed for digital ownership. Is that fair?
That is, yeah.
Right. Utilizing the blockchain.
Yes.
Okay. So maybe what I don't understand is the blockchain.
The blockchain is the form of transaction for crypto. So from how Bitcoin gets from my wallet to your wallet, how Bitcoin is traded, it's traded through the blockchain. So just like how you would transact a card, if I were to purchase something with a debit card, I have to use my debit card, and then it's going to make its transaction method
right into the mic, brother, if you don't mind. Sorry, but
I think it's good.
There you go. It's just weird, bro. These mics are shit, and you got to be right up in them.
All right. But yeah, it's the act of transferring. It's the way that it's transferred. So just like credit cards go through the internet, the crypto goes through the blockchain.
So like when I go into my cell phone and I see my transaction history on my bank statement, the blockchain is a digital, non-fungible version of that.
In a sense, yeah.
So what I don't understand what the difference is. Is it just because everybody can see it, so you can't manipulate it? Because people say that about like every transaction everybody can see in the blockchain.
Well, as of right now, the biggest thing that brings people into crypto is the fact that it's decentralized.
Okay.
Or at least most crypto is decentralized. There is some that is now being, monitored and in a sense centralized. So that was the big enticing thing for most people getting into it. But the biggest thing is it's also volatile. It's kind of like stocks in a sense. I know a lot of people don't like it when crypto is compared to stocks, but in a sense it is very comparable. Because when you are investing in a crypto, you're investing in a crypto project. You're investing in what their technology is trying to pursue. It's like you're investing in a startup company because most of these cryptos are very new. They have like kids our age or men our age that are limited on funds. They can't get $100,000 to start a new business. But if they start a crypto project that is standing behind their technology, their goals, their things like that, then that's their way of getting funded as well. And it helps them pursue their big dreams.
Is that why it's so expensive right now? Like NFTs, for instance. Like I know, and I don't even know if this is considered an NFT. Snoop Dogg just bought a plot of land inside Sandbox, right?
Yes, sir.
It's so highly inflated, the cost to be able to do this right now. Is this like what you're saying is you're investing in the potential future of it?
Yeah.
And who gets that money? Sandbox?
The person who was selling at the time gets the money.
And right now that's the developer.
So yeah, when Sandbox came out with their land, their form of digital real estate called land, they had their prices set because they were the creators. They made the land. So when those first people came in, and whether they minted the land or there were plots of land available for sale, those wallets that the transactions were going through were most likely the creators of the project.
Right.
So just like if I were to create an NFT collection and I were to allow it to go to a mint day March 1st, and everybody shows up that day, they mint an NFT, they get a random one from the mint collection, all of those transactions that are going through, let's say it was 1 Solana. So every time an NFT was minted, 1 Solana was transferred into one address. So let's say you were purchasing one, I was the creator of one, you would go to the website, you'd pay 1 Solana, that 1 Solana would be taken from yours or sent from yours over to mine. Or if they had made like a group wallet too. So let's say, me, you, and somebody else decided we were going to do a project. We might make a wallet specifically for that that's not, related to any individual ones, which would also be the, most accountable way to go as well.
Now, is an NFT exclusive to a platform? Like, is it platform exclusive? So when Snoop Dogg purchases a plot of land in Sandbox, like if somebody, okay, so for instance, there's these NFTs, the Bored Apes. Have you seen that?
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
Who
absolutely.
hasn't?
It's huge right now, right? If somebody buys a Bored Ape NFT, where is that like held, or is it? That's where I kind of like. To me, it feels like air right now.
So there's different wallets that are able to hold NFTs. Depends on which cryptocurrency you are using or which blockchain those NFTs are being traded on. So like Ethereum is the most popular right now for NFTs.
Okay.
You go to OpenSea, that's the most primary marketplace right now. It's a secondary marketplace, but it's the most well-known right now.
Okay.
And it is an Ethereum blockchain majority. I believe they do other blockchains on there, but Ethereum is top-notch. Ethereum gas fees, which is the price that you're paying to basically move money around with Ethereum NFTs, is through the roof. That's what people have kind of pushed away from Ethereum for and went to blockchains like Solana, like Tezos. Avalanche is becoming very popular as well, and a few others as well, but those are a couple of the top ones for NFT blockchains. And not every crypto is capable of making NFTs, but a lot of them are that also are not creating NFTs yet. But this is just the beginning as well of this whole entire thing. I mean, with the metaverse on the horizon, we're just getting started.
So with it being just the beginning, is that why most of the NFTs we're seeing are small little bitmap images, if that's the right term? Like, for instance, the Bored Apes. it's just like a small image of an ape. It's
It's
like
not though.
okay.
Bored apes come with a utility. Utilities are what I personally like to look for when purchasing an NFT or just getting an NFT, because remember how I've talked to you about staking and how you can put your crypto in a staking node and you can get rewards from it. You can get your interest, you get payouts every day and like that crypto because it's being a part of the node. So in a sense, holding a certain NFT with a utility can give you monthly airdrops for NFTs. It can give you free access to whatever the creators have deemed the utility. So let's say, for instance, you wanted to make an NFT collection and your utility would be get a free shell if you ever come in here. Something like that.
Interesting.
Something basic. And
so you can tie it to the like real world, so
that
to speak.
is it. Yes and no. I personally have not figured out how to do that yet. If I did, I'd be a billionaire. But as of right now, no, it's just a theory, but it also gets the point across as well.
Okay,
It
understood.
also gives a better understanding of exactly the utility function of an NFT. But they all range, man. They really do. There's some stuff out there that's specifically for coders that gives them free access to different types of coding, like systems and things like that, which is very, sought for in those types of, fields.
Do you have to be very wealthy to get into the NFT game?
No, not at all.
So,
No.
like, if somebody wanted to start off and buy an NFT that they could afford, what's like the starting point? Like, because right now I got into crypto. I was out of the conversation for a long time. I didn't mean to cut you short.
No, you're good.
I was out of the conversation for a long time. I was hearing people like yourself and lots of young people at the kava bars and bars talking about it. So I'm like, all right, let me get a wallet. I got a Voyager wallet. I started just putting $100 in, $100 on this,
Fantastic.
$100 on that. Am I able to do the same thing with NFTs? Am I able to spend $100 and get like a entry-level NFT?
Yeah, of course. That's where you would want to go on to OpenSea or SoulSea or MagicEden.io, just a few different NFT secondary marketplaces. But yeah, prices range, man. Just like regular art, you can get something for as low as like $10. I haven't really seen many of them,
Right.
but I know they're out there.
Yeah.
Because when something's not selling, what do? You lower the price.
Lower the price.
So there's collections that just don't sell and they just want to get some type of traction going, so they'll lower that price down. I've seen some that are as low as $20-25, and that's okay because they did it. First off, the people who made that project made a project, so hats need to go off to them to begin with.
Right.
Because it's not as easy as everybody thinks, and making and releasing an actual collection takes a lot of work. It really does, and it takes a team of people. And if you're doing it by yourself, it's most likely going to be difficult. I mean, you can release the artwork, but I hope you're doing the marketing for it too. I hope you're responding to people in the Discord. I hope you have a Discord that's active and promoting what you're trying to do. It takes a team. I hope you know how to make the website for it and be able to actually provide the opportunity for people to mint on mint day. Like there's a lot of things that go into it, and it could be outsourced, but outsourcing also
Comes
makes
with a
it-
cost.
Yeah, communication is a little bit more distant, obviously, and getting things done on time is a little bit more difficult unless you find the right team. And the people that are releasing collections like clockwork, they got a good team, and they probably have a payroll of artists that just come in and knock out generated NFTs and just release them, man.
Have you
'Cause
heard
it
of
just comes
Beeple?
out- I have. Wasn't that by
Beeple's the name of the artist.
Oh, yes. Joe
He's-
Rogan was super big on Beeple.
Well, he was just on a Joe Rogan podcast. This guy, he made visual graphics for like behind musicians during a concert, right? He made these Beeple packs that were free to download. So if somebody's doing like an EDM concert or a rap concert or whatever, they could download these free packs and they would have these 3D generated visuals to play on the screen behind them, right?
Yeah.
He also does these things he calls everydays, where he releases a piece of artwork, digital artwork that he makes in like the Unreal Engine or something like that. And he every night at midnight, no matter whether he's finished or not, he posts it online, and he's done that every day for the last 12 years.
Whoa!
He sold
his stuff's gonna be worth some money.
He sold an NFT last year for $67 million.
You see, now this is, you asked me a little bit earlier about like this being some of the the first NFTs coming out and all that. Those are going to be looked at like original Picassos, original Van Goghs, like signed, dotted, perfect. And that's how, you know, the NFT world right now, that first wave that we just went through, that's kind of the mindset behind it with a lot of people. Like, yo, I'm going to be the first one to have this NFT collection by this artist. It's going to be like that Charizard. It's going to explode over the next 20 years. I don't even care. And
for those people who don't know, Charizard, that is a Pokemon card
that went from being worth $2 in our childhood to north of over $250,000 now.
You showed me on eBay sold Charizard cards. Somebody paid
ridiculous.
For it $250,000.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Logan Paul paid like $100 something.
He got he bought fake shit, right?
Yeah, that's something else. But he actually went. Did you see the fight where he fought Floyd Mayweather?
By the way, brother.
Oh yeah.
I did.
Yeah. Did you see what he walked out in?
No.
So Logan Paul is a legend, by the way. He walks out to fight Floyd Mayweather with a gold chain attached to a BGS 10 first edition Charizard.
Really?
Yes. Oh, yes. This guy, dude, 25, 26 years old. This guy's walking out to fight Floyd Mayweather with the, like, card of our childhood and the most pristine one possible. There's only, like, 3 in the world or something, and he's got one of them, or he's got 2 of them or something. But the way he got that card, too, is he bought it from somebody who, the guy who went into Pawn Stars and offered, what's his name, like, so many. He offered him like 100 Charizards for like 360,000 or $500,000 or something, and guy turned him down. Logan Paul went and bought one of the 9.5 PSA graded ones from him for 100 or 190,000. I don't know why, I don't remember, but he ended up selling it to him, and then Logan Paul on a drunk night said that he broke it open and took the card and had it regraded by Beckett instead of PSA, and it was a massive gamble, and it paid off for the man. It probably jumped up like 50 to 100,000 just by getting it regraded like that.
No shit. So
Yeah.
there's specific grading companies or entities that will look at your collectible.
Oh yeah,
and give it a value based
for a
on
price, for a nice price.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they're getting out of control with that stuff. The sports card market, the Pokemon card market.
Sports cards you were into big time, right?
I'm still big. Joe Burrow, Joe Shiesty going to get the Super Bowl, and I hope he does, because I've got hella rookie cards of Joe Burrow, man. I could see him skyrocketing by the day, dude. And I saw one that sold for like 40 grand this morning. Unfortunately, I don't have any of those signed ones, but you know, I still got a bunch of rookies that are going to be worth some good money. We'll see how they play out. But the grading companies, the most popular one right now is PSA. PSA is the standard, but they couldn't handle the rush that they got to start COVID, and they had to shut down their orders. They just recently reopened their orders, and their prices went from $30 a card to $100 a card. That's like what, 100 and 200% increase,
right? 150%
on a standard card.
So you pay them that, and they could then somebody pays them.
No, I'm
that.
not going to PSA no more. That's
right.
$100.
But in that transaction, somebody pays them that.
Mm-hmm.
They could then tell you your card ain't worth shit.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or they could tell you this card's worth 50 grand.
Yep. And pivoting from that, there's another company called HGA. which was one of my personal like favorite upcoming grading services. They just were like flashy with their like labeling. It wasn't just a white piece of paper with a little like seal like PSAs. PSA is so basic, but it is the standard, and there's got to be respect
Bye,
for it.
Coral. Love you too. Appreciate you.
Beckett is the high class, I would say. That's the number one, like just like how Logan got his PSA broken up and then put it in Beckett card. Like Beckett is the most prestigious. That's the word I'm looking for. And then you've got these upcoming competitors like SGA or SGC, I'm sorry, CGC and HGA. And they're all kind of battling for that third position. HGA looked really good until they started grading and authenticating fake stuff, and they got hit, and their community very upset. Their prices on all of their graded products tanked.
What do
for
you
the
think
most part.
their incentive to do that is? To
What?
say that a card is worth more than it is.
What do you mean?
Like backroom deals. So if this people say that this card is worth X more, then potentially they could get money from that card being that much more.
Yeah.
Like there's a big risk there in like lowering the legitimacy of your grading company by saying that this card is worth more. There had to be an incentive there for them to do that.
So the real value in the more higher standard grading companies comes down to the pop rate. How many are there of this card? How many 10s are there of this Kobe Bryant rookie card? How many 10s are there of this LeBron James signed rookie card? And if there's only like a few, then the market is really created by those holders. If there's a one of one of it, then that seller is kind of in charge of what he's going to sell it for. But obviously, if you get out of control with it, it'll never sell. But then again, you got a Kobe Bryant, like rookie, and you want to ask the most for it, you can. Because Kobe's and Michael Jordan's, they're going to continue to go up over time. They're going to act like the stock market and go up and down in their price. But ultimately, like Kobe's, Michael Jordan's will always be, a pretty solid investment. LeBron James is iffy as of right now. The market's kind of shifted for Steph Curry. Steph Curry with the shot, boy. He got it, bro. Everybody's kind of favoring Steph, bro. And
So his cards are going up in value.
Steph Curry's, yeah. I think LeBron still has the highest selling card like ever, but Steph Curry's right behind him, or he may have actually taken it. Steph Curry might have taken it.
Marketplace where these are traded most commonly.
Most commonly is eBay. eBay.
Still.
Call it Feebay. Don't like eBay. I wish we could make a different trading and buying and selling platform for sports cards that's like simple and easy to use. But most of them want to do like consignment, things like that, auctions, or just graded cards. But
And eBay takes a large percentage of the sale.
Yeah. The range is between 10 to 15, maybe even as high as 20% when it's all said and done. Because they hit you with listing fees, they hit you with final value fees when it sells. You get hit with taxes, and you got to deal with shipping. And dude, they are slowly just upping their percentages that they take. And you have to also rely on them to give you your form of payout. They purchase PayPal just to no longer use PayPal. They switch to eBay managed payments. So eBay is actually in charge of you being paid. Anytime you get a return, funds are shut off for a minute. Got to wait until that return finishes before we can let you continue with your business, even though you're doing 25 sales a day. Sorry, we can't pay you out until that's all said and done.
You get one return.
One return
All
for
your
$1.
other stuff goes on hold.
No, you're still accessing sales, but you're not getting your payouts like you normally would. So, it just makes things a little bit of a pain. They should just really get a better system, but they don't need to.
developers out there, there's a opportunity there.
Yo, hit me up.
Right?
Hit me up.
Yeah.
Chase Big Dreams on Instagram. If you want to make that site, I'm about it. I'll fund it. I'll do anything.
Yeah. What where did this all start for you, man? I know we've been talking about like the technicalities of trading NFTs and cards, but for Chase, when was like the interest peaked? Have you always been into baseball cards or sports memorabilia?
Man,
How did this start
I wanted to get
for
out
you?
of corporate America. I was working at Tiffany and Company. Great job. I can't say anything bad about it, but I couldn't do that lifestyle. I wanted to be able to provide for myself and survive. And I started getting into reselling. I took a quick bartending job just at nights, keep the bills paid, keep some money coming in, and while I tried to build something, but I wanted something a bit more flexible than a 9-to-5 corporate job, you know? So I did that for about 2 years, and when my reselling business started producing enough for me to be able to survive on and let me still have a little bit of freedom, I decided to go full deep in that. And I'm like 4 years into reselling online and started crypto 2016, went through the up, went through the down.
It's been a rough couple months.
No, not at all. Oh, for crypto?
Crypto.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it since I've switched to more of a trading viewpoint versus a hold on and pray that, you know, we go back up. Like switching to trading and making just, you know, watching a 50% gain is really so incredible, man, because if you have, you know, a few hundred coins and that thing moves up 50 cents, dude, you can make some money.
Right.
Like you can make some money, dude.
Yeah.
Just, you want to make $500, do the math. Wait for a certain crypto to start exploding, jump in that thing really quick and be ready to get out. And when you're hit your point where you're ready to take out because you hit your profit that you wanted, take out. Don't be greedy. Like consistency. That's really what it comes down to. IRS said they're not going to nickel and dime us for small like crypto transactions that go through. So that's pretty relieving. It's just
for now, right? Isn't there this new thing about like $600 transactions on Cash App and stuff? They're going to start.
Yeah, so Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App are starting to tax people basically. And they have the option. It's going to be friends and family. You won't get taxed or anything like that. But if it's goods and services, it's going to apply like a purchase, whether it is or not. If your buddy and you go out to eat dinner and he's going to Venmo you some money and he decides, hey, you know, he should have picked up more of the tab. I'm going to put this goods and services so he gets taxed on it. Like they can do that type of stuff. Yeah, but if, you know, it's just a friendly dinner and, you know, everything goes good, friends and family, no big deal.
And that's an option you have when doing the transaction, choosing whether it was business or friends and family.
Correct.
It's a wild time to be alive, bro. All of this stuff is like, you know, it's a lot of it was Greek to me for a long time. I noticed what really helped me start understanding things a bit more was just to put my foot in the water. Like, because it was a conversation I didn't understand with crypto at all until I put $100 on this coin or $100 on that coin. And now, since I'm slightly invested, I'm starting to kind of understand the ins and outs, but new things are happening every day.
Yep.
I just saw that the United States government, did you see this?
I don't know.
Is looking to, I wonder if I can find it quickly on my phone here, looking to switch to digital currency.
Yes, I did see that.
I just saw the news article yesterday.
That just tells you crypto is for real. What more validation do you need? The government is now starting to recognize it on a regular basis. They want their money. They want to make their money off of this. How are they going to do it? And they're going to figure out a way.
USA Today, a fully digital U.S. dollar, ? Fed releases study of potential contender to cryptocurrency. They're going to be called CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know. It turns me on a little bit though, just because I know that crypto is now progressing so much. Like now our government has to make their own coin. Like it looks like we may have had a little bit of power there just to be able to create crypto and use it. And dude, there's $2 trillion that's in the crypto market actively traded. That's massive.
Yeah, massive.
That's a lot of money. Even though it's only like half of what Apple's worth, or no, we're actually catching up to what Apple's worth. But when we were down low, like 1.5 trillion in the crypto market, it was like half of what Apple was worth. But dude, that's still a lot of money. And I don't know if you knew this, but over like the last 4 days, the crypto market has grown by $500 billion
In the past few days.
Yes, it is incredible.
It's hard to even wrap your mind around.
It's also not me and you investing that kind of money. That's institutional investing. That's the whales. That's Wall Street coming in and saying, hey, we want to be a part of the party. And you're damn right they're going to be a part of the party. And they're going to drive the market up.
Which is beneficial to people who like bought, right? So say 5 days ago I bought Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And then the Wall Street guys dump in a bunch of money.
You'd be up 10 grand today if you bought a whole Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's
since
insane.
They've gotten involved. Yeah.
I think the important thing is for me to circle back on, just because Bitcoin is worth $40,000, you can get a wallet and you can buy $100 worth of Bitcoin and you can watch your money increase or decrease. I've also heard it said that there was a gentleman whose video went viral on TikTok and he was like caught in the street. I don't know if you saw this older guy, and they said, what advice can you give to people investing in crypto?
This isn't financial advice. Just want to point that out.
Oh, well said. Yeah, it's not. I'm a total fucking moron. I have no idea what I'm talking about. You probably shouldn't do anything that I say.
Yeah, you probably should do the opposite because that seems to be what usually works.
Yeah. But this guy said, don't invest in the shit coins, invest in Bitcoin, put $100 a week into Bitcoin or whatever you can, and then 10 years from now you'll be a multi-millionaire. What are your feelings on Bitcoin versus quote-unquote shit coins?
So Bitcoin, it's like the turtle and the snail. You want to be in Bitcoin, it's going to move a little bit slower for you to make gains unless you've got multiple Bitcoins, but most of us are buying fractions of Bitcoins.
Right.
So it's going to move a bit slower in your profits. But if you get into like some of these altcoins, I'm going to give them a little more respect.
Thank you.
But these altcoins, they can grow 30% overnight. Like Shiba last night jumped 50%. That's massive. That's freaking huge.
Right.
And, you know, NSBT is one that I'm really big into. That was 25% up this morning. Waves up like 30% in the last 3 days. I've been riding that one back up. Like Gala's up like 60-something% over the last 2 days. I'm kicking myself because I saw it at 15 cents. And I like nudged this guy next to me, Tom, and I'm like, yo, what you think about Gala, man? And he's like, I think it's a good call. I'm like, yeah. I never did it.
And you see lost profits.
I look at it more like lost opportunity.
Yeah.
And also a learning lesson. Like I know that I see some things sometimes that I don't jump on, that I look back a week later and I'm like, fuck, I should have jumped on that shit. And you just miss out. And that's okay. You just got to learn to be able to follow your gut sometimes, not your like impulse decision making.
Oh, interesting.
You
right?
got to be able to learn how to decipher the two. And when you're like really sold on something, you'll know it. But when you're impulsively doing it, you're trying to do it as fast as possible and get it done. So sometimes you just need to take a second, breathe, and ask yourself: is this a good decision, or should I wait? What's it going to do tomorrow? What do I think it's really going to do tomorrow? It looks really good right now, but maybe the really goods, like, that's it. That was the run. So maybe I need to chill and it'll retract down a little bit tomorrow.
Where do you watch stuff like this? If somebody's like wanting to get into it, is it just like getting a wallet on your phone and watching the trending Bitcoins? Like I use Voyager. Would I just go to like the Voyager charts of Bitcoins and see what are like increasing today?
So my biggest thing lately has been Metaverse, the gaming coins, the gaming crypto coins. those I feel like have the biggest potential for growth in a short period of time. So some of those altcoins have real potential to grow fast. And you know, I'm investing what I believe in too at that point, because I believe in the metaverse. I believe in NFTs. I believe in being able to earn to play. Like stuff like that. Pretty revolutionary, and I think that we're heading that way with tech. I feel like we're heading that way in society, and I feel like we as a between 20 to 35 age group, we'd like to see a little bit more of a modern society. So being able to introduce crypto to our like financial system is really, dude, just part of the plan, just part of evolution.
Have you put on an Oculus?
I love it.
Our friend Reese let us borrow the Oculus, I think the first generation, and I put this thing on. First of all, I got a little nauseous, right? Playing this
That's
game.
common.
It's common,
Yeah.
and it's so common that in one of the games, it was a first-person shooter. In like the tutorial part at the beginning of the game, a dialogue box came on that said, "At this point, you may be experiencing some nausea. Don't take your headset off. Focus on your breathing, and this will go away." Which, you know, obviously they have an incentive for you to keep the thing on.
Right.
But I couldn't help but think about, like, I had eaten one of these Delta 8 gummies, and I couldn't help but think about this, like, this weird space we're in right now where the Oculus is almost like hijacking the human mind and taking us into a next level of consciousness.
Yep.
I know this sounds very weird, but when you go into these, you know, Oculus, you put on the Oculus, you're playing one of these, you're essentially in another dimension.
Yeah.
You know, in
You
a
really
dimension
are.
where you're not really bound by the certain laws of this existence.
Yep.
And I can't help but think that this is was like all part of our progression, our evolution to get to this point where we transcend. You've heard about, I think it's called the singularity. That this was like a theory, which now seems more like an inevitability.
It's kind of the highest probability thing we've got, right? Looking at life. Yeah.
You've seen Ready Player One?
Oh, I love that movie. Bro, that's going to be us, but hopefully not in the same type of living situations.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, dude, if we keep society moving the way it's going, it's going to be a socialism society anyways, and we're going to end up having to depend on the government for financial assistance with the high majority of the population. That's not good, and that's how you kind of can see a society that would be built like Ready Player One. But I don't think it's gonna get that bad. I think we're gonna suffer a little bit here this year. Like we'll see some downtrends in the stock market most likely. Again, not financial advice, just my own opinion. And I think that, you know, some people are gonna suffer financially, and there's gonna be medium to long-term damages for that. And a lot of people are starting to think crypto might be the answer for being able to profit in this time.
There's one that I have some investment in called Mana in Decentraland.
Yep.
And I
another
saw it
metaverse.
early on. Not early on. I saw it like a month and a half ago. And I saw kind of this upward trajectory in my wallet.
Yep.
And I looked at the description, and this is when I really learned about buying real estate in the metaverse, and that this would be one currency you would use to do that.
Yep.
And it skyrocketed, and then it's kind of leveled out a bit.
It was one of the first metaverse coins on the scene.
Okay, it was. Yeah, when I read that this will be used to buy real estate in virtual reality, it was like initially like a short circuit in my brain. Like, is this really happening? Is this our real existence now?
Yep.
And like you said, this is like a major probability. But what about Facebook or Meta taking this huge market loss over the past few days? Like $2 billion. Did you hear about that?
That don't affect them at all. Facebook's a powerhouse. Facebook, Microsoft, and Apple will be the front runners in the metaverse.
Not GameStop?
No, GameStop will probably stay exactly where they're at.
Oh, did you hear that, everybody?
And hope they get a little bit more Reddit action to boost it. But I think GameStop might be going back down, to be honest with you.
It's been going down.
I know, and I think it's going to keep going back down to where it all started. So
you're not a Moaz
Nah, never
subscriber.
Never was. I kind of wish I got into it when it was hot, but it's certainly not now.
You think that's it?
I do.
There is a portion of the population, I'm sure you're aware, but for those who are watching who aren't aware, Moaz is the mother of all short squeezes. The best reference to a short squeeze would be in the movie The Big Short. 2008, there were a handful of people who saw that crash coming. They bet against the banks, and they won big. So what people are saying is that GameStop, there has been hedge funds that have illegally sold shares that they don't have and overshorted the stock, and if enough people buy and hold,
didn't they add more shares as well? I believe they did.
And is that illegal? Or is that's not normal?
Not
right?
A financial.
I understood.
Yeah, I don't know.
Understood. So I was told by a friend that people who own GameStop will be the new kings. It will be the largest transfer of wealth in human history, and that you don't want to be on the wrong side of it when it happens.
GameStop, you're not the guy.
I definitely
heard Bitcoin and Ethereum, dude. You're not the guy.
Yeah, but there's people who have invested their entire life savings into this.
Yeah, and I hope they profited when it was doing the boom. And if they're that big of believers, then maybe they know something I don't.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, I feel like that was a trend, and that trend has worn out. Because I'm not talking about GameStop, and the people that were, I don't hear them talking about GameStop anymore. It's really switched kind of back to crypto, and that's really it as far as like I've heard, or as far as my inner circle has heard.
Yeah. I don't know. I got a couple. Hopefully it goes to a couple 100,000 or $1 million, but if not, it was money I was willing to lose anyway.
I pray for you. I hope it does. But actually, have you seen it's called the Netflix I'm sorry. It's called the GameStop movie or documentary. It's on YouTube.
No.
Dude, it explains it so perfectly on how GameStop was being run and then how it was basically brought back down. So there were I guess like stock firms or stockbrokers that were trading back and forth at a very high rate to bring the market down. They had an abundance of money, so they could fight against that whole entire community that was trying to short squeeze them. Start trading back and forth. None of those people from that group are doing it. It's the institution doing it. So they're bringing it down, and then once they start to see the market go down, what do people do?
Sell.
Yep. So what does that do? Brings it down even more, and it continues to. And then if my theory's right and they released more shares, that's going to drive it down even more. And now it's what, down 60% or something?
It's a lot.
Its all-time high.
It was at 400 and something at its all-time high.
No, it's
$102, something like
dude,
that.
That's 75% down.
Yeah, I mean it is up from it was $80 the other day, so it's come back up a little bit.
It was over 75% down.
Right.
And that doesn't have to do with this economy right now. I don't think. I think that has to do with them getting their money and bringing it back down.
What do you think about all of this controversy that's going on with Joe Rogan right now?
Yeah, what did he do exactly?
Okay,
was it the video that was like collaged together with the N-word?
Yeah. So
he did say it quite a few times.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I actually just saw another video of the Young Turks doing the same exact thing.
What?
Using the N-word in context, saying the actual word all the time when they're talking about somebody who had said it. There's never a time where a white person should be allowed to say that word. For years, if somebody says it in my presence, I denounce them immediately.
It feels wrong,
It's terrible.
It feels just dirty to say it.
It's terrible. And I think his apology was, you know, what else can you do except apologize? Some people are telling him he shouldn't apologize because they're never going to stop coming after him because there's a war on truth right now.
He was definitely in a lose-lose situation.
Yeah. Because, you know, for me, the Rogan podcast has been a source of balanced, unbiased information.
Right? Dude, it's been a blessing. And
it really helped me with my like mental health. It might sound crazy, but when the pandemic first hit, I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist. So it might be an understatement.
Yeah,
I started
me too.
spiraling, bro. Like I thought like this is what all the preppers were planning for. Like this is the end. You know, I honestly saw forced vaccinations from the beginning. I'm like, they're going to force us to do these vaccines or whatever.
Mandates.
I honestly got on the 5G train. I started thinking it was 5G towers that were making us all sick. And I came across, I'm a late adopter. I came across the Rogan podcast 2 years ago now. And it kind of leveled me out a bit because he was able to give this, like, first of all, he's like, you know, 5G, like, 5G's not killing you.
yeah.
And it gave me like a little bit of peace of mind.
5G, man.
Right. But to be able to get unfettered information from multiple different sources, of whether they be evolutionary biologists or epidemiologists or psychologists, it seemed like you were able to get like a balanced information, which to me was very helpful. It gave me a sense of like, I kind of understand what's going on
because
here.
you related with the thought processes, and he was explaining it a little bit more, bringing on people that were educated in it.
Which seems like, wouldn't that be the way you would want to disseminate information to a population?
Yeah, of course.
But not if you want a population in the know. You know, I was a huge CNN guy for years. Like, CNN was where I got my information from because I was under the understanding that they were giving me unbiased information.
You poor soul.
I know. I know. It was, and there was like a shift for me where I started to realize that it was all like a ruse. Like everything I was seeing on CNN was like, you know, tailored to make me feel and think a certain way. And being that so many people have adopted watching his show, it seems like the people who control the dissemination of information are trying to shut it down by any means necessary. So they've dug up his...
Oh, shut down Joe Rogan by any means
Correct.
necessary? Yeah.
So they've dug up from, you know, thousands of hours of podcasts, him being stoned and drunk, saying ridiculous things, crammed it all together. But it does look bad.
Yeah. Hey, he's got himself in a pickle.
I definitely would say so.
But he did what he could. He did what he felt was right by apologizing, and now he really just needs to carry on. I don't think he should stop doing his show or his podcast. He should continue to do that and just refrain from saying it, because you're just allowing yourself to be, you know, a target. You're allowing yourself to have people's judgment of you changed. Like, dude, just don't say the word.
Well, yeah, I think that's an easy fix. I think he hasn't said it for years. I had heard him say it, and I was kind of like thrown off guard. And then like, but I watched the full thing, right? And I hear it in context where he says, like, just to be clear, this is not my beliefs. I don't think that a word should be taken off of the table. It's the English language and whatnot. But I definitely don't agree with using that kind of language.
Just don't need to. It's unnecessary.
I hope that he doesn't now self-censor. You know, because that's what everybody loves about him, is that you're getting like a, you know, raw, uncut way of hearing information. Obviously, don't fucking use derogatory language, right? He also said that he's going to try to bring on more balanced people to talk about the COVID-19 and whatnot.
See, I thought he'd have a lot more just ability to refrain from saying it, even if he was like referring to it in a context situation. Just because, dude, you're the part owner of the UFC, or you're part of the UFC.
Yeah.
Like, you encounter African American men on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Like, you have the respect
poor taste,
for them.
poor judgment.
Yeah, you've got the respect for the athletes that fight under you. Like, dude, just you should know better at the end of the day. And like, I'm not gonna just sit here and shoot myself in the foot.
Yep.
And that's basically what he did. Like,
absolutely.
Just by even saying it to begin with. No matter how many times, just each time he was shooting himself in the foot, because it's going to come back to you.
And it did.
Yeah, somebody's not gonna like something about you, or might have had a bad altercation with somebody who's got a lot of money and does not like you.
Yeah, and I think that's what's happening right now.
Yeah, and that's, hey, they
What do
took
you
Trump
think
off
about
social media.
Dude, they shut him down.
They took down the president.
Yeah, a sitting president off of Twitter, off of Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't think he's still allowed back on.
Who really has the power?
A lot of people say big tech is running the world.
They're in charge of everything you see every day. Their algorithm has files of what you like, and they will put the ads in front of you of what you like. They'll put the girls you like on your news feed. Like, they know how to do their thing, because you know what their biggest goal is?
Viewership, eyeballs, right?
Keeping you there as long as possible,
right?
And then as many people as possible to follow that same format. Yeah,
they call it the race to the bottom of the brainstem. They've been trying to. The race was between big tech about who could get to the bottom of the brainstem, and forgive my ignorance, about being able to hold on to your attention the longest.
Yep.
And they've done it things with like infinite scroll. You know, it used to be like when you're on a website, you get to the bottom of the website,
and you're done.
This is like a cue to be like, all right, I'm done with that.
Yeah.
And then somebody at Facebook came up with this idea of like, what if it never ends? You know? And now it's genius. It's a little bit maniacal.
And then that's where they apply all of the file backlogs of what you like, and then they'll put the videos of what you like. Like, if you start on basketball, it's not going to stay on basketball for very long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they want to keep your attention, and then they want to throw an ad in front of you, and then they want to put
potentially propaganda.
Yeah.
So I had this.
They don't let you post certain things.
Oh no! Luckily I haven't been shut down. You know, I talk a lot about my opinions on, vaccines and where this virus came from and whatnot. And I just don't think we've gotten to the numbers where it really matters yet. But there's certain narratives that they will not allow on their platforms.
Nope. Oh no. Nope. You can't be against certain things and vocalize it.
You know what's interesting is, for years people would say, like, I don't care if people are watching me. I'm not doing anything wrong. Like, about the privacy, right? About monitoring. It's like, what do I care? I'm not doing anything wrong. Well, what they don't realize is that one day your opinions and beliefs might go against a new standard of thought.
Yep.
That at that point you would have been doing something wrong.
Yep.
And you can end up on a list. And I think this, like, theft of our privacy is fucking alarming, dude.
It's also really starting to be an attack on the First Amendment too.
Oh yeah,
on our freedom of speech. It's really starting to push that nerve to where, like, people have to refrain from saying a lot of stuff, man.
Right, and we're not talking about the N-word. We're talking about theological beliefs.
Yeah.
And people are self-censoring because of it, because they want their podcast to be monetized.
And it's splitting the country into two different types of people, man. The masks and the no masks. That's kind of like just a symbol of what we are looking at the country like. Like, are you a Biden supporter or are you not? Oh, you're a Trump supporter? Oh, you're vaccinated? Like, there's so many of these different,
dualities,
sides that you gotta be on.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's so much social judgment for it too. And you really gotta be careful with what you say and do nowadays, because everything's almost being monitored. Everything's being watched, and, you have a bad altercation with somebody, they can go and make a TikTok video and have, everybody see it. And then, boom. It's just like, it's so quick. That's how Joe Rogan, man. Somebody had to go watch all of his stuff again and clip out everything. Just
I thought about
video.
that, dude. I thought about that.
They took some time to do that,
and that's why it didn't come out till now, because I'm sure people have been trying to shut him down for a while, and it probably took a long time to find it. But also, it had to have been somebody who had watched all of it to know that it was there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of those clips are from 8 years ago.
Yep.
And, but then again, who knows? AI, they could have put all the videos into a frickin', computer and just scanned it for the N-word.
For the word, yeah. And then they could have brought up all of the clip. Maybe.
That would be the easiest way for somebody to do it, and especially if you're dealing with big tech.
That's a pretty cool software, though, if you can just put in a word, like, no matter what the word is, and it just brings you to all of the videos that have, like, that specific word or phrase that you're searching for.
Oh, they definitely have that.
That is so cool for a search engine.
I've talked about it for years about how, like, obviously the cell phones listen to us, right?
Oh, yeah.
We all know that by this
Agent
point.
Zero.
It's not a conspiracy theory. They're listening.
Oh, yeah.
So imagine the back end of that system. You know, they could have like a very simple like map, right? And it shows keywords and where the keywords are being said the most. Like kind of like when you go to your Snapchat map and it shows like hot spots.
Yep.
They could probably see it that way, where it's like keywords just you know, they're picking up on these keywords.
That's
It's fucking
because
terrifying.
It's protecting us from terrorism and terrorists.
Right,
That's
but we're
why.
becoming the
That's
terrorists,
why.
dude.
Oh, yeah, because we go against the beliefs and the views.
We are now being considered domestic terrorists. Certain people are now being considered domestic terrorists.
You know, two topics I want to bring up really quick. First, since we were on the topic of social media and them being kind of in control of what you can see and what you can, like, post on there, did you see what GoFundMe did?
No.
With the convoys? Do you know about the trucks that are doing their protest? Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands.
So they
tens of thousands.
On GoFundMe, they raised $10 million to help them continue their protests and stay out there. And dude, they need to eat, they need water, everything. A lot of them are getting arrested and taken to jail. GoFundMe raised $10 million for them, or GoFundMe didn't do it, but some organization
through the GoFundMe platform, $10 million was raised.
Yes, and GoFundMe decided to refund everybody instead of giving the convoys the money.
No.
Yep.
That's unprecedented.
They said it's because there was some type of conflict or altercation that was going on that included the convoys, so they decided not to give them the money. Which could have been outside, like just people getting mad because they were protesting and they couldn't get to work.
And then
or whatever
GoFundMe could be liable for funding
that's something
an uprising.
That was probably their defense. But at the end of the day,
it could have gone against their ideology.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I think they just didn't want to support the convoy movement and keeping them there. And then the other thing I wanted to bring up was Miss Nancy Pelosi is currently going against or with the creation of this new bill that would make it so lawmakers can no longer do insider trading.
She's going against it. Did you see her asked about it? Of
course she's going against it.
Did you see her asked about it?
No. I just read the article about it.
Oh, yeah. So there's a video of her being asked, do you think lawmakers or the spouses of lawmakers should be blocked from investing in certain things that are related to laws that you're making?
Yeah.
And she said, absolutely not. You know, the spouse has nothing to do with it. And her husband have made hundreds of millions of dollars.
They made the most last year among all, like, Congress, bro.
Yeah.
Like all of the office and administration.
It's a do as I say, not as I do mentality. And it comes down to the mask wearing. There's video of Biden and his wife leaving a restaurant not wearing masks, you know. And listen, I don't have anything against wearing a mask. If that makes you feel more comfortable, go for it. You know what I mean? I think it's a visual cue of compliance. I think it's a way for people to see, like the people that run the show, to see who's compliant and who's not.
Yep.
You know, but it's constantly this do as I say, not as I do, which I think is just empowering or opening the minds of people who are on the fence of whether these bureaucrats have our best interests in mind. When you can see them not following the standards that they're setting for us, like over these past couple years, to me, it's just like, you know, it takes the veil off of the nonsense.
Yeah, dude, how could you follow it? It's like they're parents in a sense, and we're the kids, and we see that they're not even following it and following the rules. What do you think society's going to start to do? Because it feels like an unjust world. It feels like an unjust society, which it is. I mean, dude, Congress and senators and they can do insider trading.
They're allowed to.
In what world is that okay and we cannot do insider trading?
In this world, it's not a conspiracy theory, man. This is happening every day.
Nancy Pelosi had a 69.7% growth in her stock portfolio. She's not into crypto, so she don't get to see those 1,000% gains, but 69% in a stock market portfolio, dude, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And you think that she's making those calls and pressing those buttons to make the trades? Hell no.
Right.
Hell no. Not even close, man. She
Yeah, it shouldn't be allowed where the
meeting.
people who are making the laws that will regulate how a company may do, and they are able to see what is on the tracks down the road.
Yeah.
They should not be able to then make financial decisions in what they trade.
I mean, shit, dude, they're making the bills that affect it.
Right.
They know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's just...
It's something kind of like remember right before the pandemic, like 160 of the top CEOs all resigned. Did you remember hearing about that?
Yep.
And it was because they know what's in the pipeline.
Yep.
I think it's crazy. I think, at least there's opportunity for us, saplings to capitalize on what's happening, at least for now, But who knows? Like, you could be capitalizing on crypto, and the wallet you're doing your trades through could just cut you off.
Don't put that out there. Don't put that energy out there.
Oh, I can dig it. I can dig it. Well, it happened with...
I know. Dude, it's happened with so many exchanges where wallets just, like, disappear, get hacked, and stuff like that. There are protocols to take. There are SIM, like, insurance... I forget the website at the top of my head, but there's websites that you can go to that will literally insure your crypto wallet by protecting your SIM from your SIM getting hacked and stuff like that. But, you got to keep your seed phrase, never share it. Never share it. Always take the option to acquire a seed phrase versus using a email address, just because you see that seed phrase once. And you write it down, you fold it in a little piece of paper, don't take a screenshot with it, don't email it to yourself, just write it down, and that's it. Never open it again.
What is a seed phrase?
The seed phrase is your recovery phase, basically. Or I'm using a new device and I need to log into it, I need the seed phrase. It's
like a username and password. Kinda.
In a sense, it's a social security number for your wallet. In a sense.
Okay, gotcha.
Like it's the only one that's associated with your specific wallet. These are your 15 words, and that's it. Don't be off at all, and it'll bring you right to your wallet. Like, I use an exchange, and I've got like 3 different accounts on it. Just because I like being able to have that security too. Like, if you wanted to hack me, you're gonna have to figure out like which device is which password and stuff like that too. So like my home PC, different password, my phone, different password, my laptop, my mobile laptop, different.
A lot of people use one password for everything, and that's probably the worst security you could have.
Hey, I mean, especially if your email address is with it. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because dude, you probably use that for your bank. You probably use that for your bank. You probably use that for, your crypto account and, your bank. Like, it just makes it easy for people to take stuff.
Well, that's the kind of the risk in a digital world, right? I mean, this shit's just out in hyperspace, if that's even the right term, that anybody can hack, And
it's not that hard from what I hear. I don't know how to do it, but like I heard that it's pretty easy to hack people.
Have you heard about these people who had like a hard drive with a wallet on it, that the hard drive accidentally got thrown away? There's one guy who's been digging through a dump.
Oh, did he start digging?
Yeah.
He tried to pay the city. The city told him no.
Oh, is that what it is?
He tried to tell the city, because he's got like what, $900 million or $100 million in Bitcoin on a flash drive.
Right.
and he said he would pay the city like X amount. It was a lot too. It was like $20 million or something if they could find it.
You're never gonna find that.
Hell no.
You're
Oh
never
my
gonna
God,
find that.
no. You're not even gonna know where it's even at.
How do you end up in a situation where $900 million is on a flash drive?
Dude, how do you... How if that happened to you, what would you do?
Jump off the nearest bridge.
You'd at least try to dig a little bit first.
Yeah.
Break in over that dump fence and
I couldn't
I'll just
imagine.
start digging.
And is that the way it works? That like if you lose access to the physical thing your wallet's on, like why can't he log in on another device?
Because he didn't have the seed phrase. He saved it to he had it on a wallet. He had it on a mobile wallet and it was on a flash drive saved. This was like early 2010s, bro, where people were doing that. And, you know, I feel for them.
Oh,
I feel
my
their
gosh.
pain.
So what happens to that? That money's just forever gone?
No, it's not
the
gone.
Blockchain?
It's in that wallet.
Yeah, but nobody can access it.
Somebody can hack it.
Okay.
That they got to figure out which wallet it is, but you know,
Right.
somebody can definitely hack it.
Wouldn't that, so nobody hacks it and it's never found, doesn't that affect the value of all the rest of the Bitcoin?
No, because it's still purchased Bitcoin at the end of the day. That's sitting in a wallet. It's like lost money, in a sense. Like it still like affects the total market cap. It still affects how much total Bitcoin is out there, and it even affects the circulating supply because it's out there.
Right.
You know, but
So it'll actually keep the value up because
Yeah.
it won't be sold off.
correct.
That's interesting.
Yep.
Do you have a theory on where Bitcoin came from and who started it?
The government,
Interesting. Which
Yeah.
one?
ours,
You think so?
maybe a little collab with China.
China.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was a random guy in you know China or Japan or whatever that you know made it and then took no glory for it and suddenly like disappears. Who is it, Satoshi or something that they're
Yeah, right.
trying to say? Well, he came out openly and said that he didn't do it.
The
Didn't he?
person with that name?
Yeah, that they were saying was the creator. I believe he came out openly and said that he wasn't the creator. Dude, I really think it was the government playing the, hey, we're going to be doing this in 10 years, so might as well start it now.
Maybe like so they started it 10 years ago and now they're like, oh, I think we're gonna get into the digital currency, and it's like, motherfuckers, y'all been in it.
Gary Vaynerchuk knew about digital currency back in 2012, and he was openly talking about it. So
Gary V, shout out Gary V.
there were definitely people that were aware of the future currency dilemma and solution and overall advancement in currency and the way we use it. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the government that made it.
I've seen a video of a older gentleman saying that if we knew who actually created Bitcoin, everybody would sell immediately. He said he knows. He won't tell who it is. I wish I could remember the
Would
name
you
of the
sell it
guy.
immediately if it was the government?
Well, maybe it was like Russia or China or something like that. Let me see if I can find the name of this guy.
Yeah, but don't avoid the question. If
What?
the government made it, would you sell immediately? If it publicly came out,
I don't know. What would the benefit to selling be? I mean,
would your trust for it go away?
potentially,
And
probably.
your belief in it?
Yeah, because the whole point is that it's decentralized.
Right? Exactly.
Oh,
so if they
if
just
it
have
came out that it was
servers,
the government, yeah.
so if they just got servers going on holding the logs for the transactions on one of their, you know, quantum computers maybe, but like on a nice computer, and they started it. All the transactions there. I don't know, bro. I can see it. I can definitely see it.
Have you seen the movie The Silk Road?
Oh, not off the top of my head. I don't
There's
think
a new
so.
movie that came out about the kid who started the Silk Road or whatever. He ends up in this whole like murder for hire plot that was actually kind of set up by a FBI agent. He ended up in prison because his friend, I think, got killed. No, his friend was gonna get killed. You ready for another shell?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
definitely.
Hold on one sec.
Hey, El, could
I just got a text asking, did you hear about Joe Rogan? Bad news.
Wait, that seems like, yeah, we've heard about it, but...
Did you hear about Dan Pena? Oh, is this bad?
Get the inside scoop.
I'm trying.
Because I do know that he got caught using the N-word, which is absolutely terrible. Yep. He also apologized about potential misinformation on his podcast. I do know that about 70-something episodes were removed from Spotify.
Really? I didn't know that he had stuff removed.
Spotify removed 72 episodes.
Those the videos that he had it on?
Yes.
70?
That's also that's a lot of fucking episodes that he used the N-word in 70 episodes.
He said Russia invented Bitcoin. Yo, if that's true, good call, because you said that.
Dude, is that person watching now? He's Van.
I don't think so.
Thank you, Ellie. What's up, L dog?
Thank you.
Oh, wait, turn. Here, you almost got the walk. I almost got the van. Ellie is the bomb.com, hooked us up with some kava. Right. Ellie, we're actually, for the first time ever, live on Chase's YouTube channel. Yep. We're streaming live to his YouTube channel right now. Yep. Fire, right? He's got 3,000 subscribers. Shout out to Big Dream Chasers.
Big Dreamer Clips.
Big Dreamer Clips. Everybody who's watching right now, we appreciate you guys. If you like this conversation, we do a lot more of these on our channel, which is Live from Hakuna. A follow and a subscribe on that channel would be much appreciated. I'll tell you what, if we can get people from this channel to subscribe, what can we give everybody? If we can get 100 more subscribers from this channel, we'll have Chase back on, and he'll tell you his seed phrase.
Yeah, totally. Got you. I got you.
Thank you so much,
I'll give you
Ellie.
10 words.
10 of the 15?
You can get the last 5, you can have it.
So did he say what episode Joe Rogan said that on, or what?
No.
And did it just come out?
I don't know. He just messaged me. This is my mentor. He usually gives me some really good quality information even before it hits. But he said Joe Rogan and Dan Pena in the text. So I don't know if it was one or the other that had said that. But either way, that's kind of funny because that's exactly what we were talking about.
Is he watching now?
I don't know.
Maybe he's watching now and heard us talking about that.
The law of attraction is real.
Somebody, Lloyd Ballantyne, is chatting on live right now. What's up, Lloyd Ballantyne?
What's up, Lloyd?
Yum.10day. I don't know what that means, but shout out, Lloyd.
I think it was Dan Pena who had said that.
What do you think about all these recent UFO sightings, man?
I think that it's the creator of the game that we're in. Not the creator, but like the people that are part of the organization of the game that we're in and that they created. A simulation is kind of like a sped up like act of random choices that, you know, just plays out through. I think we're more in a game. I think we're playing modern day Sims and we're just chilling in the other world, playing the game like VR, but to the T, like maxed out, highest technology ever.
You've heard about the sightings of these ships or vehicles that are using propulsion systems that we can't explain.
Yep.
Right?
Magnetic, but yeah.
Okay, so I also heard that the Navy released copyright or trademarks or patents on like quantum vacuum stuff.
Yep.
Like it could be our own government. It could be our people making these things. Like Lockheed Martin could have this shit already made.
Why can't we go to Antarctica?
Dude, Antarctica. So I went on Google Earth the other day just to look at Antarctica, and I'm like just looking for weird shit. You can't find anything, or I couldn't. I've seen things where people zoom in on Google Earth and they show these like obelisks and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay, so Elon Musk is making the link. What's that called? Starlink, right? He's going to use like 12,000, 24,000 satellites.
I think crypto Starlink is a great buy too, just with that, like, just with Elon doing that.
Is there a Starlink crypto?
There is, and it's sub a penny, and dude, it's got some serious potential.
So,
not
okay,
financial advice.
Yeah, thank you for that not financial advice.
Personal opinion.
So I think that, all right, so he said he's on Rogan, and Rogan says, so this is going to put high-speed internet everywhere in the world?
Yep.
And he's like, yep. And Rogan goes, even in Antarctica?
Yep.
And he said, yep.
Even
And then
though it's already
Rogan's
there.
like, who needs internet in Antarctica? And he laughed. He like had this like weird laugh, and he's like, well, you know, there's like
Rogan
research.
did?
No, Elon laughed.
Okay.
And said, there's like, you know, researchers there and whatnot. So, but then if you look up the map, the future map of the Starlink satellites, something very weird in that map, it shows the satellites circling Earth except for above Antarctica, which is strange because Elon said that it was going to be for Antarctica. I'm going to use voice search into my phone here to find it. Map of Starlink satellites, because I want to show you this image. Look at this. Or maybe that's the North Pole. I don't know.
It's what Tony Stark really wanted to do.
Isn't that interesting how it's not on the top? Or the bottom?
I think that's just for picture purposes.
Okay, that's fair.
Because he would probably be making a deal with the government on being able to assist them in their internet needs over there, which they probably don't need.
Yeah, some people think there's these thing called DUMBs, deep underground military bases, and that extraterrestrials are working with Earthlings in these deep underground military bases, and the best place you could hide them is Antarctica. And then there's also people who think Nazis escaped to Antarctica and are involved in that. This is way down a weird rabbit hole.
Have you seen the story or the documentary of Little America?
No.
With Admiral Byrd, who he took a whole squad, a whole team over to Antarctica. They named it Little America, and they found one of these entrances into the world, and he came out and he had some pretty interesting things to say, and he would not go back. So I would encourage you to check out that documentary. It's about a half hour long.
What's it called?
Little America.
Little America.
Story of Little America.
All right.
And you can put Admiral Byrd. He explains it.
Yeah.
He gives you some good insight on what he went through, what the entrance was like, but he doesn't express much information in regards to what he actually saw down there.
But he did say he never wants to go back.
Not allowed to go back.
Ah.
It'd be in the best interest not to go back down that hole in Antarctica.
It's crazy. I also get weirded out with like these volcanoes and shit.
I never even thought about volcanoes. That's
with something from the center of the earth and I don't know.
That's a good point.
When I start and this is when I eat too much Delta 8, I start getting schizophrenic and I start piecing things together that really don't make any sense.
Yeah.
But
just
it's
for fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Mind just starts doing it.
Yeah, it's mental masturbation, you know?
Yeah.
But back to the UFOs. I have this theory that the aliens have been here the whole time. They're not just randomly visiting the Earth, but they live in the oceans. And as soon as we started dropping nuclear bombs, they're like, whoa, you guys aren't going to wipe out our planet. It was probably their planet first. And they started stopping all sorts of nuclear. Did you hear about in Russia, there was a nuclear site where a UFO came and disarmed all of the nukes?
No.
Oh, dude. Okay.
I haven't dove into any of that stuff.
I think the documentary is called The Phenomenon, and it's probably the most legitimate military documented information on UFOs, on contact with UFOs, and they talk about all of the different times that UFOs have disarmed nuclear bombs, and that we have nuclear warheads. We have no idea who's doing it, why they're doing it. It could be Russia, it could be China, it could be us.
Dude, I don't know. I don't want to get stuck down that rabbit hole. That would be.
Would you like it if aliens came and start and presented themselves? Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing?
Shit, who are we gonna present them with? Joe Biden?
No, wrong Joe. Joe Rogan.
Yeah, probably not gonna be the guy they pick either.
Well, the scary thing is
I'd love it, but no.
If they're if we're like ants and they're like us, when you come across an ant pile, I mean, if you're a nice person, you might just keep walking. But a lot of people like stomp on the ant pile or pour, you know what I mean? It's like, I think there's a fear there that they could be here to exterminate.
That's kind of how I feel like the elites look at us, like little ants. But
the elites,
top 1%, like the ones who really control stuff.
You think there's a thing where there's like the wealthiest people in the world kind of pull the strings a bit?
Oh yeah, they're in charge of marketing. They're in charge of social media, like all of this stuff. Yeah, they're the money that backs it. BlackRock and Vanguard are two of the biggest financial institutions in the world that use the richest people's money in the world to trade. Like, how do we stand a chance? You got to like hold on and take your little gains and take your little piece of the pie when you can, but there's so much institutional investing that runs everything, man. Yeah,
especially the media.
You're doing this podcast today because you've been listening to podcasts for the last 2 years,
right? And
you're like, I know I can do that,
right?
And I know I would enjoy doing that,
right?
And I know I can have great conversations, yada yada yada. But if the whole thing of podcasts never came out, you would have never had the idea to do that. And the more that podcasts are being pushed, the more people are being enticed to do it. Now, do people have the commitment to do it? Do they have the creativity to do it? Do they have the marketing ability to do it? No.
Right.
Some people do, some people don't. And that's where you get to try to break through that threshold. You're doing a great job, by the way. You got a great scene. You got great topics.
Thank you so much.
You got a good flow. Like,
appreciate
works
that,
out.
brother.
So just keep doing it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. And everybody started getting into podcasts because people started listening to podcasts. And they started thinking that they can do it.
Right.
And that's all from advertising and just...
Well, you know what's funny? If I wouldn't have gotten... I went to broadcasting school in 2010, and if I wouldn't have done a podcast, or my life hadn't taken... I could have been a talking head on TV. That was like... And I literally thought about that for a while. That
you want to be an analyst or like a weatherman or something?
Maybe a weatherman. No, I would probably have gone into radio, probably entertainment radio or whatever.
Yeah, I could see you doing that.
Yeah, I definitely would enjoy it. But I think it's interesting that it's like I would have been then a part of the machine. You know what I mean? And there's definitely this machine that happens. Like, I always thought, like, for instance, Howard Stern. I thought he was like the ultimate rebel. You know, but it's very clear now that there's this single narrative that the media wants you to take. The ultimate rebel, Howard Stern, is like right on board with that narrative.
Of course, because it brings the money.
Yeah.
Because it allows him to get that marketing. It allows him to get that marketing, that TV and screen time. If you don't like apply by the regulations for it, you're not going to get seen as much.
Right.
You're not going to get that view time. So it's like, get on board or, stay behind.
It's a little disappointing.
Grow.
He's got a massive audience, and I'm sure he does it because it matches his ideology. You would hope.
He's been in business for 40 years doing this or more.
But it's always been through, like, their channels, through FM, through satellite. Like, I mean, if he disagreed with the narrative, he could have broken away and taken his audience to his own platform.
But why would he do that? If it's just, hey, don't talk about these things, follow this, like stay with this agenda, these guidelines, these types of topics, stay the relevant topics, and have this kind of point of view on it, and you keep making all that money you're making.
Yeah, you start threatening to affect somebody's, standard of life, then.
And he's used to it too, because he was on TV for a while too.
Yeah,
and being kind of in a gray area for quite a while. Like, he was doing like talk shows, which really you can look at, and they're kind of like podcasts now.
It was podcasting for sure.
Exactly. And he was having naked women on there all the time.
Yeah, like deep throating the giant kielbasa,
talking about some crude stuff, and but he made a career out of it. He developed a massive following from it, and now it's just like, do you really want to sacrifice all that?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely his ideologies match this main narrative. I would think with somebody like him, if it was totally against what he believed in, he would have been fine by taking his audience to a different platform, you know?
Yeah, and then just building up back from there, of course.
But he's on board with this mainstream narrative.
Followings don't always follow.
Ooh.
You know about Ninja, Twitch streamer?
No.
So Ninja was literally the biggest Twitch streamer for Fortnite for years, man. Like, just an average guy too. Just liked playing Fortnite and played it consistently, religiously, man, and just streamed every time and start developing a following. Then you start having your little, like, your tics, the things that you do when just something on your stream's going on. You get a win. Oh, you make a cool celebration dance. That's what he did. And he just got, dude, massively famous for, like, being a Twitch streamer. If he would stream, he'd have, like, between 500,000 to upwards of 3 million viewers on at once.
What?
Massive. Bro,
watching him play Fortnite?
Yes.
God, I'm so out of touch.
Red Bull sponsored him and started making Ninja Red Bulls. Like, he was a big deal, bro. They were comparing him with some of, like, national athletes because of the amount of money he was making. Like, it was comparable to people that were in the NFL, people that were in the NBA. So he got a deal to go and start streaming on a different platform. Forget the name of the platform. And he left Twitch. Took like $10 million or an absurd amount of money. Maybe it was $50 or $100 million. I'm serious. It was an absurd amount of money that they paid him. And he moved over to that other platform. Couldn't get more than 1,000 viewers.
No shit.
I mean, I think he built it up a little bit, but ultimately that app gone. They paid him all that money, and
did he go back to Twitch?
He ended up going back to Twitch.
Well,
now
he made out like a bandit.
Well, now he can't get over 7,000 viewers at once, which I know to me and you, that's like, damn, I wish we can have 7,000 viewers on this right now. But to him, going from like 500,000 to like 7,000, it's got to be depressing.
You think Twitch is punishing him?
No, I think people found other people they like to watch. Yep.
Yeah, so that's a great point you're making, is sometimes followers don't follow. Especially Boris. What's up, brother?
What's up, Boris? So nice to see you, man. I haven't seen you in forever. Good to see you.
Especially cross platforms, you know. That's like happens with people who have like massive TikTok followings. Mm-hmm. They can't get that to translate into a YouTube following or an Instagram following.
It's difficult for some people, man. You got to have the content. Yeah. You got to have the matching content. If you don't have it there, then there's no point of even trying to move people over. If you've got an active Twitter and you want to start an Instagram, but your Instagram's only got 4 pictures on it, what are people going there to see?
Right.
You build your stuff? No, they want to see something that's already made so they actually believe in you. They want to see like some type of consistency, some type of library of stuff that gives you some type of validation almost, unless they really like something that you may have done and they see the potential. But most people, it's just like the attention span is,
and people are creatures of habit. If like they have the one platform that they like to use to get their entertainment from, even if they like you a whole lot, it doesn't mean that they're going to change their daily habits and start going over to this other platform. Good night, Boris. Good to see you,
Boris.
buddy.
Yes,
see you
sir.
soon. You know, they're not going to just change platforms, you know, unless there's a value proposition there.
An incentive.
An incentive. And what am I going to be getting better content on that platform? If I'm getting the same content, I might as well just stay on this platform.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes a lot of sense. Well, Chase, you are a wealth of knowledge, my friend. I really appreciate you coming and teaching me about crypto and about NFTs, and I hope that we can continue this conversation over the long term, maybe have you as a regular guest, because I think that not only myself, but a lot of people could benefit on your insight, because I think coming from the trading of memorabilia, into this trading of crypto and NFTs, you have a lot of time under your belt in understanding large value products.
Yeah.
You also have this interesting marriage of the understanding of technology and value in those products. So I think you could be a great resource for people.
Happy to be here, man.
Yeah.
Willing to do it whenever you want to have me back on.
Man,
It's been a fun time. And
this is awesome. Thanks for pushing me to do it live on your channel. Thanks for opening up your channel for us.
of course.
It's fantastic. And listen, if you ever want to do your own podcast, this studio is here for you to use.
Might take you up on that.
Yeah,
man.
I only do it on Mondays, but you just let me know. You can come by yourself. You can come with a guest.
Awesome.
And you can stream through your channel and whatnot.
Great. I appreciate it, man. Big time.
Cool.
And guys, again, you're on my YouTube channel, so first off, you can like and subscribe, but most importantly, go check out Blake's at Live from Hakuna on YouTube and check out his videos. He's got a lot of stuff on there, a lot of great content, and more to come. So thank you. I appreciate you having me, and I look forward to doing it again.
Chase, thank you so much, brother.
You got
I
it, man.
appreciate you, man. You guys, thank you so much. If you like what you saw today, please, again, slide over to Live from Hakuna on YouTube, on Instagram. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment on this video, on Chase's content. Oh, your social media. If people are watching and they want to join you on social media, what's the best way to do that?
I'm on Instagram at Chase Big Dreams and Facebook, Chase Watson. Yeah, go ahead and give me a like, follow, and I'll message you back if you got any questions. Try to help you out in whatever way I can. Obviously, nothing I say is financial advice, but I can very well help with like setting up crypto stuff like that. You can also book me at cryptotutors.com. Just go ahead and go to Meet the Tutors. I'm on there, Chase Watson, and you'll find me.
That's dope. Maybe I'd like to take this opportunity to plug one of our mutual friends. Kyle has a new platform he started, Soaring Financial. He doesn't give financial advice. He helps people with the fundamentals of understanding the stock market. He's got a new website available. I think it's Soaring. Kyle, is it soaringfinancial.com? soaringfinances.com. Very talented young man. Again, no financial advice, but just understanding when you're looking at different stocks, what you're reading and whatnot. Go check him out too. He's a great kid, and we believe in what he's doing.
Cool.
Chase, thank you again, my friend.
You got it.
Thank you guys very much. We'll see you next time live from Hakuna.